Welcome to 1111, which is a segment from my podcast, Memento Vivere, where I talk about a topic for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I want to create this segment just so it can give you, a midweek boost, or it can just be short topics that don't necessarily have to be, 30 minutes long. But this week's topic is self discipline. I think self discipline is something incredibly important, and it's something that we should all have in our lives, to create structure and also to have a base to accomplish our goals and our goals. I think I've really been focused on self discipline this past year. This past month has been incredibly self disciplined. I've been waking up every morning at 4 in the morning to go work out, to kickbox. I've also been eating a much healthier. Although I am vegan, I feel like there's certain foods that you have to avoid, like junk food and chips and all of these things. And I've been incorporating more protein shakes and less, a lot, actually no chips and no soda. And I think it helps me have strengthened this self discipline in myself. And it wasn't easy. I struggled with, proper eating and proper working out for a long time because I was the type of person who would either procrastinate or just, kind of just be like, well, I'm young and I don't really care, and I don't have the self discipline that I have now, which right now it's not like, I think it's pretty good. I think it can be better, but I think as you grow and as you evolve and as we get older, like our self discipline and our self control will get better. But before, I would always just be like, I'm young, like this is fine. But I was reading this book that was saying how when as you grow up, whatever you do in your teenage years or in your young adulthood and all of these things is what shows up as you're older. I've experienced firsthand when like people in my family have had really bad eating habits, and they create, a either like diabetes, or they just grow up not happy with how their body looks. And a lot of those things can be controlled now. Obviously not everything can be controlled, and not everything will be controlled, and we have to learn how to accept that. But self discipline just allows you to really just look at the situation and be like, is this going to be healthy for me? Is this going to be good for me? And most of the time, it's no. Like, for example, my self discipline with food, junk food and like chips and like fast food has decreased so much, and I'm so proud of myself for that. I think I always tell myself, I'm like, when I'm 50 years old, will this a really affect me? Like if I'm eating all this junk food, it's going to affect, my body and how I'm feeling and how I look and how I can exercise and how I can move. And I'm a very active person, so I kind of look at it that way. But then also the self discipline comes in because I'm like, I don't want to ruin my energy. I don't want to ruin my day with eating junk food, because I've realized that junk food is very bad for my energy. So I avoid it. But also I try to look at things to where there's a balance of self discipline and also pleasure. Because you can't always just be living your life with like, I'm never gonna eat this and I'm gonna avoid all of this when it's like yummy food. I think we should be able to create a balance of self discipline. And I think it all comes down to how much we can how much we can control. Like maybe instead of a full fry we get two fries. I don't know, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do know that eating healthier is so much better than eating junk food. But we also have to pleasure ourselves, and we have to eat yummy food if we like it. I don't see a problem with that. But also self discipline in my workouts has been pretty crazy. I've been working out for like almost a month and a half now straight, like only resting on Sundays. Those have been my only rest days, and I think I've been able to work out really hard, and I've been seeing results. Something that I've been doing for my self discipline has actually been telling myself that I'm going to, you know I'm going to look hot. Like, I'm going to look hot. This is going to be worth it, and it's going to be fine. So I've just been working out, and it's been hard. Like, I promise you, like, the first few days waking up super early to go work out is going to be like the worst time of your life. But once you I made it. Okay, so side note, one of the things that helped me with self-discipline with my workouts, we're going to focus on workouts right now, is writing out my goals and writing out, what I want to achieve. For example, one of my goals was to get a six pack either by summer or a little bit before summer. So that's like one of my main goals. So like whenever I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go, like I'm sleepy, I want to sleep more. I'm like, are you going to get a six pack this way? The answer is no. Like, you do need to rest, but when you need to work out, you need to work out, and that's where your self-discipline comes in. Your self-discipline is going to, kind of pull you out and kind of be like, no, let's go, let's do this. And also something that's also helped me has been setting reminders on my phone and just being like, this is a reminder that I have is life is too short. Work for what you want, and everything is achievable. Because I think having this mindset where if anyone can do it, so can you. Like this person, Anthony, I think that's how you say his name. He's from Queer Eye. No, Queer Eye. Oh, Queer Eye. He's from that show, and he has a really, really, really nice body. And something that I've always kind of struggled with is building muscle. So I've been really focused on building muscle. And he has a really chiseled body. So every time I'm like, I either don't want to work out, or I don't want to drink protein shakes, or I don't want to eat protein, I kind of look at his page and I get so motivated. So I think also finding healthy, either like people that kind of help you with your self-discipline is a little bit good, just to kind of keep you tracked on your goals. But something else that I try to remind myself is, yes, I do have self-discipline and I have self-control, but you also can't beat yourself up if you don't achieve every single little thing that you set yourself up to, because you have to pleasure yourself. You have to make yourself happy, and you have to do things that make you happy, and the universe will always reward you. Like, if you're working on something, the universe will reward you. That's like my biggest thing. So obviously it's going to always come around. So maybe set small goals, maybe work your self-discipline a little bit smaller. I think I struggled a lot with setting bed timers, like going to bed at 10 p.m. and waking up at 4 a.m. has been like something I'm working on. But I eventually want to go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. And I think it's something healthy to also have. Like, sleep is very good, and I think sleep is very self-disciplined, because you need to learn how to shut it off. And something else that has really helped, that's worked my self-discipline, has been social media. Ever since I set those screen times on social media, it's been the greatest, like, increase of my self-discipline, because every time it shuts off every 30 minutes. Like, I only have 30 minutes on social media, so now I have this self-discipline to where I don't want to go on it, and I can do something else. I can do something more creative, or I can do something else that will be healthier for me. And I think just building self-discipline will take time, and I'm not saying I have really good self-discipline, but I feel like I've been really dedicated on it. And whenever you dedicate yourself to something, and whenever you focus, and whenever you put your I'm a big believer in you achieve what you focus on. So if you focus on your self-discipline, and you dedicate maybe 1 month to something in specific, like, I'm going to do my bed every single morning. It takes self-discipline to do your bed every single morning, because you have to wake up a little bit earlier, and you have to kind of get your body moving. So maybe let's work on that for 1 month. And then next month, drinking a gallon of water. I struggled with drinking water. Like, that takes a lot of self-discipline, because you can get tea, you can get soda, you can get whatever. But drinking water, like the most unflavored possibly thing made, it's so bad, but it's so healthy, because it just helps you, clean your system and all of that good stuff. So maybe 1 month work on that. And then just setting small goals. I feel like one of the biggest things that I have is working out and eating healthier. Like it's good to set goals and have the self discipline to accomplish them, but just know that self discipline will take time. You have to be patient with yourself, and if you kind of fall down, or like you kind of don't give up, like just keep on pushing yourself, and you're eventually going to get there. Like don't think like you have to get there as soon as possible, because I feel like our whole life will be focused on self-discipline. As we get older, we have to keep focusing on oh, sorry. We have to keep focusing on self-discipline, and right now we have to set smaller goals. If we struggle with self-discipline, set smaller goals to work that self-discipline, and as you keep working it, you're gonna get better. But I think self-control also has to have a big thing with it, and I think it's also very important. So I think those two go hand in hand, and I also believe that your wants and needs go hand in hand. Like sometimes what you want isn't necessarily what you need, so just kind of have patience with yourself is what I'm trying to say. And I think eventually your self-discipline will go great, and it's healthy and it's good to have. But that was the end of this topic. I hope you got something good out of it, and I hope you got a good takeaway. Please work your self-discipline, and it'll go great. I promise you, it'll go great. But have a really, really, really amazing day. Bye.